All right, guys, welcome to the channel. I have my special guest today, Christie Nguyen. And Christy, you are a multifaceted creator, conscious creator, and impact-driven entrepreneur. Why don't you share with us your most valuable insight and knowledge that you have?
Ooh,
Where do we
most
start, right?
valuable knowledge. You're gonna hit me with that one at the very beginning. I think the most valuable piece of knowledge or something that I live by is take 100% ownership.
Ooh, I like that. So what do you mean? What can you apply it to? Or like, where did you learn that?
Literally everything in my life I am responsible for.
Mm-hmm.
Life is never happening to me. Whatever the circumstance, whatever the situation, I am 100% responsible. I get to take 100% ownership. And when I live life that way, I live a very empowered life because ultimately everything is a result of what I create.
Mm-hmm. So would you say you live a high vibe, magical life?
I'd say so.
I think you do.
Yeah.
And for people watching, I met Christy at a mastermind, and I'm a very high vibe, magical person who vibrates very, very highly. And then she shows up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody else has this vibe. And then anytime I was around you, it was cool. I'm a projector, and you're a manifesting generator.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, she was charging me up, like randomly, just kind of like moving, and I'm like, thank you for the charge. And it's like, you know yourself so well. What else? What else can you share with people that you do? Beyond like you take ownership, so you own your shit, but like where do you really own it at and how do you do it?
Lately in this season of my life, I'm really taking ownership in creating results for my clients.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I believe that I am the source of everything around me. And if I'm the source of everything around me, I am also responsible for everyone else's results as well. Not from a place of like I want to control, but from a place of, well, if I want expansion, growth, transformation for my clients, and I get to be that in my life.
Mm-hmm. Would you say you do it through love, trust, vulnerability, and connection?
Yeah, all of the above.
Yeah. And then tiptoe back into that a little bit. I just lost what I was going to ask you next, but whenever you're in taking your ownership, actually, I got it back. So it's you don't use force, use power.
Yes.
Let's talk about your power a little bit more. So like, how do you? Because I think a lot of people use control and force when they're trying to use power and alignment. So like, help our listeners out because this is a big tip to creating a very successful life with ease and grace rather than pain and suffering, stress, anxiety, and depression.
Mm-hmm. I would say for me, using power is me radiating embodiment. Mm-hmm. So I embody joy, love, power. Mm-hmm. And when I embody that and I show up authentically me, there's a magnetism to it. There's an inspiration to it. And that's when I create results for the people around me. It's by being. And when I'm fully embodied in my beingness, it creates this desire for others to be like, I want what Christy has.
Yep. I think people want what you have because it's like endlessly, and I love teaching this too, is like our Merkabas or our auras or energy. When you're authentic and aligned, that thing's zipping so fast, like we can move faster. It's like Godspeed, but it's also like people attract. I don't know about you, but I don't run ads. I don't do marketing. Like I am a marketer and like videography and photo and all this stuff at like a full scale agency, but I don't run ads like any other company. I don't have to.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think we just gave away a really big tip of if you're somebody who doesn't have money for ads, like if you be yourself and do what you love every second of the day, almost like you like create your nirvana and everybody around you is like, I want to do it too.
Literally, I have never ran ads either. Mm-hmm. And what I've been learning in my own business is the more I allow myself to be seen and heard, and the more I allow myself to just be and speak from the heart. Like I dropped the whole scripting and like, okay, all the strategies, all of it is bullshit. None of it works. Yeah. What really works is I get on camera and I just start talking and I just start being myself.
Exactly.
And that's been the biggest shift in my business lately is like me just being myself, sharing who I am, what I stand for. And what's really cool is the women that I'm attracting into my program right now, they're literally all mirrors of myself. And I look at them and I'm just like, wow, these women are so beautiful inside and out. I have the hottest empowered women in my group program, and it's so good.
This is so beautiful to hear too. And here's a good reflection back to you, is like right before the mastermind where I met you, I just made that shift and like integrated it. And then there you are. And I'm like, all right, let's go. And everybody in that room was me. I mean, it's a direct mirror. I just launched a 10K offer that essentially builds partnerships over the years. And it's 10 people. And I already know I've already sold it out because I know I'm endlessly seeing myself in all the meetings, and I'm like, they're already in it. They're already in it. They're already in it. And it's so easy, like, to say, or it's so cool to share that with somebody and say, like, I just made $100,000 in the first month of the year, and it's not even there yet.
Yeah.
But it's like when you're that authentic and that locked in, like, magical things happen. And it's like money for houses and cars is irrelevant now because we're just creating impact, doing what we love, and helping other people find it.
And also, we're so much more interconnected. We're all energetic beings. And when you just radiate from a place of trust and surrender and knowing and believing, then your results are already done. Like it's already been created.
Yeah.
It's already created here in your mind. So it's just going to happen.
I love it. So let's share, how do you help your clients? Like, what is your specific modality or modalities combined? I think that's a better question.
Yeah, so technically, I'm a rapid transformational therapist, and rapid transformational therapy incorporates hypnotherapy, psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, and NLP. So you get a little bit of all these tools in a single session, which you've experienced already.
That was awesome.
And ultimately, what we're doing in a session is we're lowering your brainwave state, so that you're not operating from this beta brainwave, because most adults operate from the beta brainwave, highly stimulated, highly stressed, highly anxious. And in this beta brainwave, it's actually not the optimal brainwave to be in when you're making decisions, or when you're making decisions about yourself and what you believe about yourself.
And what is the optimal brainwave? I know, but I know my listeners want to hear it.
Yeah, so the optimal brainwave to be in is actually the theta brainwave. And so in hypnosis, you're going through a guided meditation to lower your brainwave. And what we do is we go from a beta brainwave to an alpha brainwave, and then eventually to a theta brainwave. Some people kind of go back and forth between the alpha and the theta, depending on just how far they allow themselves to go in the session, how deep they're willing to go, how willing they're able to surrender. And ultimately, it's very consensual. So like when a client comes to me for subconscious work to receive support, they already have this willingness to go there. And so I find it's really easy to go into the theta brainwave. And so during a hypnotherapy session, a rapid transformational therapy session, I'm guiding you through meditation. You're lowering your brainwave state. And once you're in this theta brainwave, that's when I can start prompting you questions. And these prompts ultimately lead you to the root of your behavior. And so when you experience my session, the reason why I prompted you to specific memories in your history is because we got to go to the root of when you decided this thing about yourself. Otherwise, if we're just saying affirmations and installing beliefs into your mind, well, we haven't removed the limiting belief or gotten to the root cause of it in order for space to be created for the new empowering thought. And so I think that's what sets me apart from other hypnotherapists.
I think there's a lot.
It's like getting to the root, removing that, and like making peace with it, taking care of that part of you and accepting that part of you. We're not shaming it. We're not making it wrong.
Yeah. I'd even say too, like understanding the purpose of that moment in your life to integrate it into like, yes, it caused havoc for me like 30 years based on that session, right? But
indecision.
Then it's like, and then it like instantly transmuted. And that's what I was going to get to next is like, number one, we did a session in a closet in a convention hotel. It is the least spiritual space ever. I mean, it was all white, right? Like, but I mean, I'm literally sitting in a chair and we're in this back room with a hard table and some snacks. Like,
there's a lot of things going on
nothing
outside. Nothing
magical, but it's like, even in dropping into the space, it was like, bam, it was like dropped in. And I'm like, wow, I just hit Theta instantly. And it was like, that's part of what I think you probably know you carry it, but it's like you instantly dropped me into Theta like that. But then the coolest part was afterwards, I had to film Spencer Burnett, who will be on this podcast. I keep telling Spencer, I keep fluffing him up on this thing. So when he comes, we're going to have fun with it. But I had to film him afterwards. And I wasn't indecisive on which angle. I was like, you're going to get on stage, I'm going to walk. And then during it, I was even like, dude, I'm standing in front of everybody in the middle. So I navigate around and I find my spot. But then I look at the video, I'm like, oh, the autofocus re-racked. And I'm like, perfect, I'll put other shots of Spencer there. It's like perfectly mapped out of where the B-roll needs to be and when the shots on stage are.
Yeah.
But there's no indecision. It was just like, all right, I'm going to start here and finish there. And it's like, what was that, like 10 minutes after we finished?
Literally.
And it's like rapid transformation is definitely huge. And it's like people like you who have that gift, it seems magical to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's even funny. One of the things I always say is like how magical is like conception and all that too, right? It's like two body fluids and then a baby. Like this thing's completely dependent on oxygen and food, but the mom can feed it, and as soon as the cord's cut, it's breathing and it's living, and it's great. It's like magic's all around us.
Oh yeah.
And I think we're finally in a generation where people are going to see it and experience it if they're willing to, and if they're not, I think that's their path as well.
And to the point of what you said about like it feels magical, oftentimes when people come to me for this type of work, when they believe that it could work that quickly, it works that quickly, because the efficacy of hypnotherapy is dependent on the individual's belief. And so when you have a strong enough desire and you are committed, you get the results immediately. And that's what happened with you. You came to me and you were like, I want to do an indecision session, and you wanted it. Post-session, 10 minutes later, you were decisive. You were like, okay, I know exactly what I'm going to do.
That's good to know. And I've worked with another hypnotherapist. Same thing happened. I mean, she'll be on this channel too. It was like right afterwards, boom, hey, come over and jam. Heck yeah, I've been waiting for this invite for like 2 months. And then magical stuff happens. But it's a song I love by this artist Mike, M-I-K-E dot. It's incredible. It's like when the mind's right, the time's right, or when and it's like you can have everything you want in this life. You can have all the talents, the skills, the wisdom, the knowledge, everything. But if the mind's not right, you're not gonna have the time to create it, or you're not gonna have the time to even like know how to use it.
And I like to say this too: you are literally your biggest asset, and so is your mind.
Yeah.
So why hasn't it become normal or routine to have mental software updates? Like we update our iPhones all the time and our MacBooks, and like why are we not just having regular mental software updates?
I'm glad you even talked about this. I want to hear more from you, but I feel called to share this. Is like when I recharge my phone, I recharge my body. When it needs an upgrade, I need an upgrade. It's almost like all my devices are reminding me that I'm energy and technology too. And they're kind of like mirrors of me of like, oh yeah, I'm at 67% today, so I'm gonna have to maybe recharge before noon, you know. But it's very simple to use all these tools around us to even like remind us, because we'll wash our cars before we like take a break. We'll feed our dogs. Like the animal market, people spend twice as much on their animals and cars as they actually do themselves. Versus like entrepreneurs like ourselves, I think we invest more in ourselves.
For sure.
And it's through the test of feeling selfish, but it's like we were such big givers that when we feel selfish, we're back in alignment, and then it creates optimal, like the fertility to essentially create this massive whatever you want to create.
Yeah, and I want to speak to the entrepreneur because we are very unique beings.
Yes.
It takes a certain person to really navigate entrepreneurship. And what I find really wonderful about working with entrepreneurs is that they see the value of investing in their minds, in their personal development, in themselves. And with entrepreneurship being such a spiritual journey, it is essential that you're doing those software updates, because the whole identity shift, it requires you to believe in yourself, to completely take full ownership and responsibility in the results you create in your life. So I freaking love working with entrepreneurs.
And Andrew Croce even said that very clearly. He's like, nobody's going to save you. You have to save yourself. And it's like, even with what you do with hypnosis, it wasn't like, Chris, do you need a session? I was like,
no, literally.
But it was literally like, I knew you had a key to one of my problems. And I'm like, yo, can we do a session like right now? And then you were like, yeah, how long? And it was like 30
how long
minutes.
we got?
Yeah. But it's so cool how you can do it so modular and anywhere. And it's like, you don't have to, like, people would be like, oh, it's got to be like in this specific place and time. And it's like, I think entrepreneurs are the best at that. It's like, it doesn't matter where, when, or what we're doing. We are the exact same person wherever we're at, and we know we can do anything in any place.
Yeah, and I've done sessions out in the middle of a park before, and it's not like the stage hypnosis where I'm like snapping and I'm like smacking you in the head. Like there's validity to that, and it works, but I'm not very like performative in that sense. So it's very like different, but I can still create the same theta brainwave experience for you, even when we're in the middle of a crowded park, crowded room. If you and I chose to do a session in the middle of the event, like not even in the back room, it would have still worked. Like if we sat at that table, the check-in table, it would have been the
and
same.
I would have been like, excuse me, I have a do not disturb sign on my head while I'm dropped in.
Yeah.
So let's even share with people, because I think there's a lot of fuckery around hypnosis.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, let's just walk even people through it. And we'll do a second episode where we actually do a full drone. But it's like, from my perspective of being somebody who is being facilitated to, it was like kind of being awake during a dream and another voice talking to me that wasn't my voice. But it was navigating me through each step of the way, and instantly I knew what word it was, and it wasn't about thinking about it, like, what is that? And it's like, nope, first word that popped in my head was like lawnmower, blade, like all these things. And it's like, and it's even in going through it, as the person, I knew what it was alluding to, or the storyline in the moment, but it's like, even explain to people how these pieces that they don't think of magically pop into their mind, and how that tells the story.
Yeah, okay, great. So our mind, we have two parts of it. We have the conscious mind, we have the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is very logical, it's very stimulated, and it's the intellectual part of you that makes sense of the world. Whereas the subconscious mind is illogical. It is the thing that runs on autopilot. It's like a 7-year-old child. It doesn't make any sense. It just records your life experiences and the meanings that you've made from these experiences, and then it just repeats them. And so what we're doing in a hypnotherapy session is we're quieting that conscious mind that's logical, that wants to make sense of the world, that wants to be intellectual and be right about things. And when we quiet that, we have access to the subconscious, who's like a child that doesn't make sense. And when you quiet that conscious mind, the subconscious starts to reveal itself to you. So during this guided meditation, because your conscious mind is so quiet, when I prompt you these questions, the subconscious is just going to reveal these answers to you. And it might not make sense, but it does.
Yeah, 100%. And even so people can understand the subconscious and conscious mind. I'm going to share, like, I would say many entrepreneurs learn this on their journey. Maybe you can even dive a little bit deeper. It's like, we work so hard, we're hustling, we're grinding, like we're building these systems and websites and ads and all this stuff. And we're like, we did it. And it changes for like a day or 3. And then it's like, oh, there's hell again. Oh, what happened?
Yeah.
And it's like the power of the conscious mind versus the subconscious. Like, help people understand that, like which one manifests quicker, and then which one is like the facade manifestation.
Yeah, the subconscious runs 95% of your life, while the conscious only runs the 5%. And your conscious is a part that like you're aware of, and it's how you make sense of the world, but it's not the thing that drives and influences your micro decisions, your behaviors, and it's not the thing that you use as your sensors in life. It's actually your subconscious. And is the subconscious is very much connected to your nervous system, and whatever your nervous system and your subconscious is familiar with from your childhood is going to keep collecting evidence and creating the same feelings, the same experiences in your adulthood.
It almost goes out and looks for people to prove itself right?
Yes. And the subconscious, all of the most impressionable programming in your subconscious formed between the ages of 2 and 8. And so if all of that was formed, your programming, your subconscious programming has been established between the ages of 2 and 8, then you're not actually from a conscious place running your life.
Yeah, no, you're running your parent. Essentially, I love this song too. I'll drop in the comments if I remember when I edit. It's The 4 Agreements by Matthew Decay. It's not the book, but it's essentially like, until you're conscious at age 27 or so, some people wake up earlier, but when Saturn returns, we tend to get conscious.
Yeah.
It's like, you didn't create your name. You didn't create your belief system. You didn't create where you lived. Like,
Yeah.
you literally said yes or no to what your parents were spoon feeding you. And
Yeah.
that's your belief system. But then it's like, in entrepreneurs, like, we all get hit with it. It's like, yo, I'm not like, for instance, I was like, I'm not a Catholic. Like, I don't believe in this pain and suffering and paying somebody to relieve me of my sins versus, like, God said he'd do it for free.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's all these models, and it's like that day almost like when the subconscious kind of is like, or the conscious and the subconscious merge, or like, whoa, who am I and what do I do? And it's like, that's what people are here to understand in life, I think. And I think you help them reprogram that.
And I want to circle back to what you said about like when an entrepreneur works and grinds and puts all the systems in places and it only lasts for a couple days. That's because putting together systems, implementing the strategies, that's a doing. But who you be gets to also be updated with the life that you're creating.
Yeah, identity imprinting, Spencer Burnett.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're like putting all the strategies and you're implementing all the things, but it's so easy to go back to past patterns because your way of being, your identity hasn't caught up to what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
So the being and the doing got to match up. It's got to move in the same direction. And that's why I always say you can consciously move in this direction. You can logically go this way. You can do all the things to move in this direction. But if your subconscious is moving in the other direction, it hasn't caught up with you, you will always be pulled back the other way. The subconscious is way more influential, way more powerful. And so, yeah, that's why entrepreneurs, they do all the things and it only lasts a couple of days because they didn't do the subconscious work to keep up or catch up to where they're going.
Yeah, 100%. And I'd say it creates like that inner conflict and tension, right? Because consciously you're going this direction. Subconsciously it's like a steam train going this way. And this one's a car. Like, you're getting dragged by it.
Yeah.
But then it's like in a simple session with you, it can just like flip it instantly. And it's like anybody who knows the subconscious stuff, it works well. And it's like another thing too, I think is important is always work with a practitioner or facilitator that is so aligned with your energy too, right?
Yeah, I learned this through actually starting my business with the wrong clientele, the wrong avatar. And I realized, yes, I was creating amazing results for my clients, but it was not aligned to who I am or was becoming. And so when I switched from working with men to working with women and branding my program as the empowered woman, it was just so much more effortless to create the results. So easy, and it feels good and it feels energizing, and I'm attracting clients so easily when I embody what I stand for, who I am, my essence. And then the clients I'm noticing who work with me just get the freaking results. It's just so fast.
I want to see this up and hear from your perspective too, but it's like entrepreneurs who are in the analytical mind are chasing things and completions and tasks, right? And I almost think like the subconscious mind is more about like embodying who you are and your authenticity and your alignment. And it doesn't matter what you do, how many hours you spend, and how much money you make. Because I think from my perspective, all those things come from living in alignment and honoring your subconscious and putting it to work.
Yeah. So what's your question?
What's your perspective on that? Like, how does that exactly work in the body and from your own experience or reality?
Yeah, I do see in my personal life, because I still get hypnotherapy for myself, and I do a lot of my own reprogramming. And what I'm seeing is the embodiment piece is what creates the richness and the wealth and abundance in all areas of my life. So a lot of people come to me, they want to improve their business, they want to improve their relationship, they want to improve their body. But by the end of our journey, it's who they've become, and everything else just kind of falls into place. And maybe they don't get, like, some people, they'll like triple or double their income, but what they really get out of it is
like 100x one.
What they really get out of it is an upgraded, empowered version of themselves that believes that, okay, maybe in this season I came to Christy to double my income, but by the end of the journey, I've become such an abundant and secure and empowered person that it doesn't matter what journey I take next, I know I can get there.
Mhm.
So maybe it's not a financial goal, maybe it's a relationship goal. Okay, maybe the next thing is like a health goal. And so by the end of it, it's just like the power of working with your subconscious and then embodying and becoming truly authentic, that you've lived your purpose in life when you reach that.
Yep.
When you feel like you can be authentically yourself, fully confident, fully embodied.
I got one more cue here, and then we're wrapping this up.
Yeah.
So how do you embody it? What is your own personal experience with embodiment?
It's self-trust that who I am is not just enough, but who I am is the ultimate purpose of living. Me living this aliveness is embodiment. Feeling alive, it's allowing. Allowing to experience all depths of emotions and all the roller coasters of life and all the seasons and all the chaos and the groundedness. Everything is full aliveness. That's embodiment.
I love it. That was dope. I think let's see how much time we got. We got 2 more minutes. If you got any knowledge bombs or anything you want to drop, open mic, go for it.
If I wanted to, I guess, have a call to action for your audience, it's invest in your mind, invest in your heart. Tap the mic.
It's okay. We're throwing value.
Yeah, because you are your biggest asset. You, at the end of the day, get to create the life you're here to live. And everyone here deserves to live an extraordinary life. So invest in yourself and then create that life.
And it's like you were saying what the people in the airplane say. It's like, put your mask on first so that you don't pass out and you can help everybody else. And it's like, once you know yourself so well, it's like, be selfish with it to the degree that you can help other people. I say, if you don't exist, you can't help hundreds and thousands or millions of people. But when you exist and you know yourself, it's infinite how many people you can help. Oh.
Yeah. And I say this when I do money mindset sessions. I say, the more money I make, the more good things I do. And I install that into my clients because abundance creates more abundance. And when everybody has a healthy relationship with either money, resources, energy, then we just create a more abundant society.
That's
more givers.
Yeah. Welcome to the new earth.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, I think that's all the time we got for this one. Be sure to check out the description box if you want to book her. And that's all I got.
Yeah, and you guys can find me on Instagram at Christy the Hypnotist.
Yeah, and then you got a YouTube channel too? Are you creating YouTube?
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Look out for it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And be ready for our second episode where Christy will hypnotize me on camera. So until next time, peace out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a guest. And we'll see y'all soon.